welcome to another episode of the Verde Valley Experience. I'm your host, Jennifer Cohen. Another great show for you today. As summer winds down here in the Verde Valley, it's time to prepare for the busy year ahead. So today we'll be discussing crime and drug prevention, filling the backpacks for our community's school-age children, and even do a little creative writing. Our first guest today is Cottonwood Police Department's Commander Jody McCooch. The commander will be here to talk about the 31st or 32nd, we were just debating that, annual National Night Out. National Night Out is designed to heighten crime and drug prevention awareness, generate support for and participation in local anti-crime efforts, strengthen neighborhood spirit, and police community partnerships while sending a message to criminals, letting them know that the neighborhoods are organized and fighting back. So really, truly great event to get involved in. You'll hear all about that. Our next guest will be from Cottonwood Public Library's Creative Writing Group, Roger Christofferson. A wonderful program held weekly at the library. Creative writing challenges your brain in so many ways, and it opens up a whole new world of creativity and fulfillment in your life. So if you want to get involved with that, Roger will be here to fill us in on the details. Then General Manager for the Old Town Mission, Kelly Wilson, will be here with us to discuss the Old Town Mission. Now, they have been collecting new and gently used backpacks and school supplies for their annual Back to School Backpack Program. Kelly will share all the details about how you can get involved in this very important event that benefits our local school children. So it's a really easy one for you to get involved in, and it makes a huge impact in the community. Then we'll visit with sculptor and humanitarian John Soderberg at his newly opened gallery in Sedona. John Soderberg has been a forerunner in the world of bronze sculpting and has even been responsible for inventing special tools and the clay that most professional sculptors around the globe are using today. So he'll share some of his life story with us and lots of his amazing bronzes. So it was a really good trip. And we'll close out our show today with bluegrass musician Reno McCormick. Reno plays guitar, banjo, mandolin, fiddle, amongst a few other things, and he plays with multiple bands around AZ. So we are very excited to have him live in our studio. So make sure you stick around for some really great bluegrass music later on. We're going to go ahead and get started. I have with me Commander Jody McCooch from the Cottonwood Police Department. Thank you so much for joining us today, Commander.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure to be here.
That. I know you're busy, so you get to sit down. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, in a nice setting, too.
I'm sure you don't get to relax and sit down much when you're at work.
No, not very often.
Not really. So talk to us about National Night Out. It's been going on since you said 1980.
1984.
1984.
Yes.
That's a long time.
It certainly is, yes. And it was designed to bring back neighborhoods and to get people out and talk to each other. Many years ago, people in communities, they knew who their neighbors were, and many times you hear people talk about when they were young that their parents knew what they had done wrong before they got home because the neighbors had called and spoken with them. Today's society, we're very, it's easy to move around a lot, and we're transient in nature because we explore as humans, and a lot of people don't know their neighbors. So this is a great way to get to know your neighbors and to, let the criminals know that we're united and we're going to report suspicious behavior because we know what's going on in our street. We know who our neighbors are and who should be here. Right.
That is a very important fact as far as knowing your neighbors. Plus, you want to be friendly, but then you know if something is amiss. If you know that their son John always locks himself out and climbs through the garage window and that's a normal thing, well, that's okay. But if that's never happened before and suddenly you're like, that looks kind of weird, it's a really good thing to know.
Right.
So lots of different things can go on in the neighborhood if you're not prepared. So I know it happens in my neighborhood.
Yeah, National Night Out's a great event for everybody to come out to because it also gets them interaction with our police officers because the entire department will be there and many of our communication specialists will show up as well. And so they get to meet everyone that works within the City of Cottonwood Police Department. So it offers an understanding of what we do and a familiar face. So it's not quite as scary if you do have to call and report something, and know that a lot of times we're driving around looking for criminal behavior, but we rely on the citizens to report stuff as well.
Sure.
Because sometimes that's the secondary that we need to verify that something is amiss, like the guy crawling through the window, or we can't be everywhere all the time, so. People need to report suspicious behavior. So.
Absolutely, and there's certainly a lot more citizens out there than there can be officers at any one time on a certain spot. So it's really good to have citizen eyes on the street. Now the event happens on August 5th from 5:30 till 8 p.m. at the Cottonwoods Children's Park, which is on 12th and Cherry Street. So tell me how that event's going to happen.
Okay, and I believe it's August 4th. It's Tuesday. It's
Okay.
every Tuesday, first Tuesday of August.
Okay, I've got
So-
Tuesday, August 5th, but hey.
Okay.
I got it off the internet, so.
It starts at 5:30 and it goes until 8. And what'll happen is there'll be several static displays there. There are many vendors within the community in the Verde Valley that are there to support National Night Out with their donations and their presence to educate the public on safety and other programs and things that can benefit families and children.
Nice.
Along with that, we'll have much of our police equipment there for people to look at and ask questions about and to learn. And then we have some great demonstrations that we put on. And then there's face painting for the children.
Of course.
There's free food. Of course, the entry is free for everyone to show up. The fire department is a great partner of ours, so they're always there with us. And this year, I think that they're going to help us out with the finale because our SWAT team is going to be away for some needed training.
Oh.
And unfortunately, they won't make it back in time for the event because historically, we have a great SWAT demonstration at the end of our National Night Out. But this year, it'll be a little bit different, but I still think it's going to be exciting for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, Tuesday, August 4th. That's when it's going to be. Tuesday, August 4th from 5:30 until 8 p.m. It's got to be a really big event. I mean, the whole community is involved, and you've got wow, that park's got to be overflowing.
Oh, yes. It is a large park, and we fill it up with all the vendors that show up and to provide the information to the public. Last year, we estimated about 1,500, and we're expecting it to grow this year with about 300 more. So we're shooting for about 1,800. Plus, our vendors grow every year because we get more people in the community to see the value in this. And we have the national sponsor of Target, and locally we have Sam's and a lot of local businesses that are involved in. There's over 30 of them.
Right.
Unfortunately, I can't remember them all. But
Yeah, one thing about this is it's not just Cottonwood. It is across the nation that they do national nights out. So it's not just a specific thing here to the Verde Valley, that all across the United States communities are doing this on the same day, I believe.
yes, it is. It's nationally. It's the same day. It's the first Tuesday in August of every year, and it's encouraged that you lock your doors and turn your porch light on and get out and meet your neighbors.
There you go.
And if you have a police department or a community that's sponsoring something, then you're encouraged to meet and gather there, obviously, to get to know your police department and your community a little bit better.
All right. What's your involvement in National Night Out? What do you do?
I have been a part of the SWAT demonstration. I've been the gentleman on the other end of the taser on a couple occasions for that demonstration.
How can they do that to you?
Actually, no, I was the one pulling the trigger. I wasn't the
okay.
one. Yeah, no. And I normally walk around and I meet and greet with a lot of people, and it's just a great event to get to meet new people and talk to everybody. And it's a great time to, people ask officers questions that, might come to their mind, but they just don't think, I don't want to bother anybody. But
Exactly.
it's a great event to talk to a police officer.
Exactly, that is true. Anytime that I've ever had to call in for whatever reason, I found that the person on the end of the line was very, very friendly and directed me to exactly who I needed to go to. And then that person was very, very nice and wanted to know what I had to say, and got the details and then repeated them back. And so it was a lovely thing. And then I have met a few of the officers as well who work in the area of town where my business is. And that made a huge difference. You made that point of once you know your officers in your area, it is less scary because it's a little intimidating, I have to say. I'm sure most people know you talk to a man in blue, and it's a little intimidating because you're worried. You want to say everything right, and you don't want to be this nagging, oh, it's the crazy lady, again, who calls about the la la la. But there's a lot of important information that you have from your eyes and your experience as a community member that can be beneficial to the police force.
Absolutely. And those partnerships are what's key to making our community safe, and having that go-to person.
Right. Yeah, we do all talk about the good old days. All of us can use that term now. It's pretty much, I think that's in the dictionary now. The good old days, a term for when we had less crime or whatever, and it was because we knew our neighbors. That's a really, really big thing. So get out, know your neighbors and get yourself to National Night Out, which is happening on Tuesday, August 4th. Let me check the time, make sure this is right. 5:30 until 8 p.m. at Cottonwoods Children Park on 12th and Cherry Street. Will we see you there?
Absolutely.
That's great. Do you guys have a K-9 unit as well?
We do.
Fabulous, and they'll be there?
He will be there.
I love those. That's always my favorite part.
Yes, a lot of
K9s.
the public loves the K9.
Yeah, for sure. How can you not? Everybody loves dogs anyway, but those dogs are serious.
Yeah, we have our dog is very serious, but he's very friendly in nature as well. So
Nice.
he knows when it's time to go to work and when it's time to socialize.
Well,
So
there you go.
He's a good
That's
dog.
a good dog, and then the kids will really love that. And of course, there's food. I have to throw that back out there. Of course, hamburgers, hot dogs, popcorn, snow cones, sodas, waters, all kinds of stuff. So you won't go thirsty, you won't go hungry. So make sure you get yourself there August 4th from 5:30 till 8 p.m. at Cottonwoods Children's Park. So awesome. Well, if you want to check out the website, cottonwoodaz.gov. You can check it out. That'll give you a little information if you may have missed something. Or you can give them a call at 928-634-4246. You can give them a call there. Commander McCooch, thank you so much for being here.
You
Really
bet.
appreciate
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for the work that you do with the police department, and thank you to everybody else too.
Well, thank you.
And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
Hey, it's Ava, and this is Tess from Do Your Selfie, where we recreate the hottest looks from today's biggest music videos.
After cleaning out our closet, we have a lot of clothes we don't wear anymore.
Like this old pile of t-shirts.
It's not garbage, it's actually a new rug.
And to make it, all you need to do is cut, tie, and glue.
Cut the t-shirt into strips.
Tie the strips into knots.
And glue the knots to the bath mat. I love it. Give your garbage another life.
And recycle.
Orkin has pest control down to a science.
When your business chooses Orkin's Precision Protection Program, you get a tailored pest control program for your specific industry and environment.
Your business can benefit from over a century of experience, training, and scientific knowledge that define the Orkin man.
Maximum protection, minimum exposure, backed by one of the industry's most comprehensive guarantees.
Choose your locally owned and operated Northern Arizona Orkin and get more than an exterminator. Get an expert.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. Our next guest is from the Cottonwood Library's Creative Writing Group. We have Roger Christopherson. Roger, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure, thank you.
That's awesome. Now, this is your baby, this creative writing group is what I'm kind of taking.
Well, technically, I suppose, yeah. It's almost 4 years now. We asked the library if we could do this.
Yeah.
And in that regard, I'd like to thank the library because they've been very accommodating and they're full of good people, very helpful people.
Oh, definitely.
I'd also like to thank my partner, Naxie Reef, who taught creative writing back in Manhattan for over 10 years.
Wow.
She is also a published poet and a very, very excellent tarot card reader.
Nice.
Yeah, she's very good.
That's
She's
very
really
handy.
good. So, yeah.
Yeah, very good. And you yourself are a published author. I mean, you brought in 6 different books here, but this is just scratching the surface
Yeah, I
of
have
how many things you've written.
I have 13 books.
13 books.
So far. And
Wow.
there's always another one out there, it seems like, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You're prolific.
That's what it takes. You have to be persistent. If you're going to write,
Definitely.
you have to be persistent.
That's
you know,
true.
it takes more than just desire.
Right.
So,
As with anything important.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been a fun 4 years.
Yeah.
We've had over 60 people come through the group.
Nice.
They come and they go. Some live here in the wintertime and go back east in the summer.
Right.
We've had, for example, we've had 2 people who were legally blind in the group who
Right.
know how to touch type, of course,
Wow.
and so they were very good, very creative people,
That's
and
wonderful.
done a lot of things. I guess the goal is to everybody has a story. Almost everybody, not everybody.
Sure.
Most people have a story. Most people don't realize of it, but their stories are important, and they don't know how to tell them, and some of them don't realize what they have to say, and older people especially have lived some long, interesting lives, and so people in the group write everything from memoirs to novels to poetry, short stories, you name it, we've done it. We've even had an attorney stop by on one occasion to help him to critique his summary for a court case he was working on.
Wow.
Yeah, and another lady came by and was putting out a CD, and she was doing a promotional piece for it. So we listened, we critiqued, gave her feedback about how it came across. And,
Wow.
yeah, so
That's amazing. Now, your creative writing group meets on Tuesdays
Tuesdays
at the Cottonwood Public Library at what time?
at 10:45 to 12:15, and again, the library is very accommodating. So if we run over, we've been there as long as extra half hour or so from time to time, and
Nice.
perfectly fine. So
Very good. And it's a nice, quiet, comfortable space
right.
to work in.
And there is also, which you may be aware of, there's also an earlier group that meets at 9 o'clock. And it's called Writing for Fun. And it's people who just have shorter little pieces they want to share. And,
Sure.
But in our case, there's a lot of spontaneity. We have some very, very interesting and deep discussions about everything from religion to politics to government, whatever, because it's very unpredictable how many people we're going to get
Right.
and how long a piece they have to read. So there's always time in between to critique and share.
Okay.
So
So what does the class outline look like when class begins at 10:45? Do you have a specific thing that you follow? Do you bring up subjects to write about? How does it work for you?
my friend usually gives out a homework assignment for those who wish to do it. It's absolutely not mandatory. We do not have a set of rules on purpose because we like the spontaneity and we like the flexibility to allow everyone their chance to jump in and participate if they want to help the critique. And we always start out by asking new people, what kind of feedback do you want? How much? What depth do you want to go to? We don't sit there and tell, well, that's really nice, good for you, and move on. I've been there, done that, other writing groups, and that's not helpful.
Right.
Unless that's all you want,
Right.
and that's what you get. But if you want in-depth criticism, like how's your character development, how's your writing style, first chapter of the book, the hook, that's the most important thing, of course,
Sure.
how is that coming along? So whatever the writer wants, that's what we try to give them. And there seems to be always plenty of time for those who want a deeper analysis to give it to them. And we've had some very good feedback from many people about, wow, it's the best writing group I've ever been to.
Wow.
Seriously, yeah. So.
Well, that's great. So it's good for all levels of accomplishments.
Oh, it is.
The
And
beginning person to someone who maybe has something they have already written.
absolutely, and we try to be very kind about our critique. We don't want, especially for new people, because it's a very sensitive thing, and if you are overly critical at that point, why people give up.
Yeah.
They give up. They forget, of course, that everybody started someplace. Every
Right.
major author
That's true.
had to write that first word.
Yeah.
So,
That's
but
wonderful.
yeah, it's
What a wonderful thing you're doing. Is there a cost for the class?
absolutely not. This is
No.
totally free
Wow.
to anybody of any age, any interest level. whatever we can do to help, that's what they're there for.
Oh, that's really wonderful, Roger. Thank you for that.
And we laugh a lot and we cry a lot sometimes too. Some people's stuff is very powerful.
Very cathartic, yeah. Writing is a wonderful tool. I've used it many times during my life. Poetry is one of those things I've been writing since I was my daughter's age, and it's very useful. So if you want to get involved in the creative writing group, it happens at the Cottonwood Library on Tuesdays, 10:45 till 12:30 in the meeting room. You've got to meet Roger and Maxie. They'll take really good care of you. You've got to check it out there at the Cottonwood Public Library. You can check out their website, www.ctwpl.info. That will get you there, and you can see it right there on the calendar. And it doesn't matter if you've already got something written or you've got a lot written, and it sounds like you do a wonderful, wonderful job.
Right, and feel free to contact either of us. The website will be on the...
Yep, we've got that.
I mean, our email address, of course.
How about your phone number? Can we
and
throw
my
that out
phone
there?
number, you may call me at home. That's not a problem.
928-649-0321. Awesome, Roger. Thank you so much for coming in and talking about your group.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roger Christopherson, who is one of the fine leaders of the creative writing group that happens at the library. We'll be right back, so don't go away.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery?
Sure.
We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Orkin has pest control down to a science.
When your business chooses Orkin's Precision Protection Program, you get a tailored pest control program for your specific industry and environment.
Your business can benefit from over a century of experience, training, and scientific knowledge that define the Orkin man.
Maximum protection, minimum exposure, backed by one of the industry's most comprehensive guarantees.
Choose your locally owned and operated Northern Arizona Orkin and get more than an exterminator. Get an expert.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. Our next guest is Kelly Wilson, the General Manager of the Old Town Mission in Cottonwood. Kelly, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for the work that you do at the Old Town Mission. You really make a difference in the community.
I appreciate it. You know, it's a joy being able to work in an environment that we get to help so many people every day.
Yeah, I bet. You do so much throughout the year, but right now you're right in the middle of your Fill a Backpack program.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that program?
Well, right when school starts, my kids it drives them crazy because the minute school starts, I begin preparing for backpacks to send kids back to school because I think that over 30% are considered low-income families. So we prepare backpacks to send kids in kindergarten all the way through 12th grade back to school with everything that they need to be prepared to learn that year.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot involved in going into a backpack for a kid to start school year. Besides obvious pencils, erasers, pens, but paper. Paper is expensive. Yeah. The notebooks are expensive. A new lunchbox every year because the one from last year you're not going to use again.
Right. Yeah.
And a new backpack even. Yeah. And that adds up to more than $100 worth of stuff. If you're a struggling parent, that could be really challenging.
Easily, yes. So our goal is when we get the backpacks. Of course, the backpack is the big expense, but inside we have lists of what they need for kindergarten all the way up to 12th, and then we kind of cater to what they're needing for that year. So they get highlighters and pens and pencils, and we keep filling them in the backpacks until they're completely gone. And this year we had a donor drop off over 100 lunch boxes, so that'll be a little extra bonus that we get to add. So we're looking forward to that, and we're changing things up a little bit this year. So this year we decided to go to Clemenceau Museum, which is right next to the school, and we're going to make a huge party out of it.
Wow.
So we have different community businesses and churches partnering with us. We're going to give hot dogs away, cotton candy, popcorn, some prizes. And inside there'll be a little Bible story going on, a play, like a vacation Bible school. So they'll get their backpacks, they'll get some hot dogs, and just kind of have a fun day with their family while they're getting ready to go back to school on Monday and
How
Tuesday.
nice. And it's a real event now.
Yes, it is, yeah. And so we're going to invite everyone. It starts on Saturday, August 1st at 9 a.m.
Yep.
And we'll be there until every single person comes through and we run out of backpacks. And we have never run out of backpacks in my entire 3 years being with the mission, and that's just because of just the generosity of business owners and local neighbors helping neighbors. And so everyone donates, and we always have enough backpacks to give to everyone that shows up.
Now, if someone was interested in donating, there's still some time. There's still some time. Is there a list posted anywhere to see what they need? Should they call the mission? If I wanted to become part of this program, what would you suggest I do?
Well, they can look at our website. That's online all the time.
Sure. oldtownmission.org.
That's right. And then, of course, Facebook. We have continuous flyers posted up there.
Very good.
And then pretty much any school website has a list of what's needed. And so we go off of their list and we just duplicate that and send it out. And they can bring donations to the thrift store. That's the easiest location because they're open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5, or down at the Old Town Mission in Old Town. They can drop them off until 3, Monday through Friday.
And the thrift center is located there on 89A and
Mingus
Ave.
Right next to
big
Maverick
building.
gas station and that new tractor supply store. So that's
place. Yeah, you can't miss it. Easy to get to too, lots of parking. So that's good. Now, how much more time do we have to gather up our backpack and our supplies and get it to the mission for the program?
We are shooting for August, or by August 1st, of course, but July 29th is the day that we have to start packaging everything. So those are the last minute ones, but that the week of August, or July 27th through August 29th, we're going to start packaging them together. So if anyone wants to help put those together, that's about 600 backpacks that we assemble that week. And there's really no other way to do it. We get all the supplies that Monday and just lay them out on a table, and volunteers come in and put them together.
Right. So that was perfect, because that was my next question. Do you need help?
We do.
Sounds like you do.
Yeah, we're always needing help. People can just stop in. Right now, people can come in and just start sorting some of the supplies, because they are starting to roll in. They're just kind of thrown everywhere right now.
Yeah.
So volunteers are starting to come in and organize that a little bit. And then, of course, on August 1st, we're going to need help signing kids in, giving backpacks away, grilling the hot dogs, giving the popcorn away, the cotton candy, and we have bounce houses, so we need people to watch those.
Yeah.
And giving out balloon animals, so if someone wants to come and be a clown, there's so many opportunities for
That's fun.
Fun things to happen.
I can make a dog. I can make a dachshund.
That's about my.
That's about it.
That is about my ability as well.
Yeah, well, good. Well, good. Hey, at least we can make a dachshund.
Right, at least we got that one down.
Well, that is truly amazing. So August 1st is when you'll be distributing the backpacks from 9 a.m. to 1, okay? And then so prior to that, if you want to. Now, if they just want to bring a box of 1,000 pens, that's great. It's not like you have to go and get a backpack and fill it with everything that it needs. You assemble whatever parts you want to donate.
Whatever you can
bring it to the mission, and then it will be assembled into packs. So if you just have a whole bunch of paper, if you're say an office supply store maybe, and you have a whole bunch of paper,
yes, paper.
You could donate that.
Yeah.
They always need paper.
They do, and you have to buy paper multiple times
yeah.
throughout the year. And anything that we have left over, the schools know we give some of those things away, and then some of the items that we just start using throughout the year at the mission, or save them for next year. But the schools, the teachers are welcome to call us. And if someone shows up to school the first day and doesn't have anything, we usually have backpacks left over on hand, and we can run up there and get them a backpack.
Sure, and in case they missed out on the August 1st giveaway. So let everybody know, just because you missed out on August 1st, you're not out of luck.
That's right.
That's really nice. You can contact the Old Town Mission because you will have a few backpacks left,
We will.
which is
We
great.
usually, it's just amazing how we always run into obstacles and we think there's no way we're going to reach this goal. I mean, at the beginning of the week, we probably had 0, but we are probably about 300 backpacks.
Nice.
And so we're planning on giving away over 600.
Right, so you're
we
about
are
halfway
We're
there.
about halfway there. We're
So that's
making
good.
progress.
That's very, very good. So if you want to volunteer, because you're very, very much needed to stuff a backpack or help with the hot dogs or the giveaway, contact the Old Town Mission.
Yes.
Yep, give you guys a call there at 928-634-7869. You can also check out oldtownmission.org. Now, this is a wonderful program.
Thank you.
But it's only one of the many wonderful
this is
programs that you guys
thing that
do
we
over
do.
there at the Old Town Mission. You've got another one that you're starting to work on, which is going to happen around Christmas.
We are. We're kind of restructuring it just a little bit. We want to throw a big Christmas party, but we're wanting to encourage churches and businesses and families, if they know of a family that they would like to nominate, we would like to invite families in our community that need a meal and presents for their kids, that we would like to just have a party with families that we know truly need it. So we're looking for businesses and individuals just to come forward and nominate different families that we can choose and select and be able to bless for Christmas time.
How nice. Yeah. So if we know a less fortunate family that perhaps for whatever reason struggling to make ends meet, we can nominate them by going to the Old Town Mission saying, hey, I would like to nominate my neighbors, the wonderful people next door, and this is their story. And then you guys will consider all the folks that have been brought in to nominate.
And we'll be looking at people that come in for our services on a regular basis. And depending on how many donations that we get, we'll be able to hopefully accommodate every single person that's nominated.
Wow.
And so that's
Wouldn't
what we're
that be
shooting
something
for. Yes.
if you could do that?
Yeah. Amazing.
Wow, that is amazing.
Because every year we give away about 400 gifts, but we just really want to kind of go the extra step and have some, Santa Claus come in, have some music playing, and have just a Christmas party, and then be able to bless them with a Christmas meal, a Christmas dinner.
Nice.
And so
well, there you go. And you got to get your nominations in now. Really, you can't wait till December.
It's right here.
You got to do it now. Now is the time. They say get your Christmas shopping done in July. There's a reason for it.
Yes, it sneaks up on you.
It sneaks up on you. Absolutely, because we get so busy. Now, tell us a little bit about the services that you at the Old Town Mission do on a weekly basis.
Okay, yeah, we are open Monday through Friday at the Mission. We give away a weekly food box. People are also eligible for a monthly food box. And then they can go into our clothing room and get items like bedding, sheets, blankets, towels, hygiene products, shampoo, razors. And people don't often know that we also have showers there. So we have probably about 50 people that come in and take showers. And if you're homeless and don't have somewhere to go, coming in and getting a hot shower just makes the world of difference. And just yesterday, we were able to have 2 hairstylists come in, because we have a beautiful hair salon that's located at the Mission, so people can take a shower and then go in and get a haircut. And this is the first time we've had 2 hairstylists at the same time, because usually they volunteer, so it's hard. And they were able to get like 12 haircuts done in the matter of 3 hours. So it's really amazing. And then we also have other side services, like we have a legal clinic on the 3rd Tuesday of every month. We have a vision clinic through the Lions Club on the 1st Tuesday, and we're starting to offer different classes, cooking classes and a prayer class, and different classes that people can come in and take and just help them get back on their feet.
That is amazing. I can't believe you do all that stuff in that one place.
It is. It's a small place, but we
amazing. You get it all
just keep it
done.
moving,
What hard workers you are.
Yeah.
Thank you. Your organization is amazing. Does a wonderful amount of good here, and you must be so busy.
It really is, yeah. Today I think we served about 80 for lunch, and we had pulled pork sandwiches.
Oh, nice.
And it's all donated food, all donated volunteer hours preparing it and serving it. So we're truly blessed, because there's only 4 employees, and that's counting myself, that work down at the Old Town Mission. And so during the week we have about 50 volunteers that come in. So there's
Yes,
really no
volunteers. Volunteers. Get out,
Yes.
volunteer. Old Town Mission is a great thing for you to do. Volunteer with lots of stuff. So we've got the Fill a Backpack program going on right now. So if you're out there shopping, pick up some extra supplies, drop them off at the mission for the school kids. That's going to be happening on August 1st. That's when the giveaway is. Start nominating your neighbors or any family you might know that perhaps could use a Christmas meal and some presents. Let the Old Town Mission know. Check out oldtownmission.org, or you can give them a call, 928-634-7869. General Manager Kelly Wilson, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Good luck with everything and keep up the good work.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. And we'll be right back with more of The Experience, so don't go away.
Thanks for coming in for the interview.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right, we got your personal references, your resume, high school diploma or equivalent.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Yes, it's right there.
Great.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We're now here in Sedona at the John Soderberg Gallery, right here off of 89A. Congratulations on your new gorgeous gallery, John.
Thank you, appreciate
This is
that.
really super. I mean, you absolutely deserve it. If you haven't gone to johnsoderberg.com yet, you certainly will after this interview. You're such an interesting man, and you started, I mean, most people are barely riding a bicycle, and you started doing art at age 5.
4.
4? Oh my God.
Yeah, in Afghanistan. So.
Wow. Yes, and you've lived all over the world, and how has that influenced your art, having gone around the world 8 different times?
My dad and mom loved art. So I was in Asia 18 years, Afghanistan, India, Thailand. Graduated high school in Bangkok. But they loved art, so I was in every art gallery and museum all over the world. In the Louvre, Paris, and China, Japan.
Gee. Well, it's such an honor to have you here in Sedona.
Thank you.
That's great. Now, you work in bronze. Now, what made you choose bronze as a medium? I mean, it's a pretty difficult medium to work in.
Several reasons. Number one, I was never a very good painter. And I love the tactile third dimension. And I love the timelessness of bronze.
Right.
Everything I do or any other sculptor is going to last 10,000 years.
That is truly amazing. Yeah, long after we're gone, this piece is going to still be as gorgeous as it is. Absolutely forever. You tell us a little bit about this piece. I know this piece is special because it's related to one of the charitable foundations that you work with.
Yeah. I started doing service work in the Marine Corps 40 years ago or so. And since then I've worked for Amnesty International, refugee freedom events. I did the Freedom Award for a major international anti-slavery group. And Desmond Tutu, Demi Moore, a lot of celebrities presented my bronze to the recipients.
Wow.
Right here.
Wow.
So I've tried to do art that makes a difference, that does inspire empathy, invoke something.
Right.
And so I've worked with a lot of different groups, a lot of different causes. Rancho Feliz started 30 years ago, and it's one of the best grassroots charitable foundation groups I've ever worked with. Almost every penny we raise goes to the recipients. Nobody gets a salary.
Right, sure.
This is a portrait of Gil Gillenwater. He and his brother founded it 30 years ago. Then I came in 29 years ago. This is a portrait of a little girl that was found near death in a warehouse, abandoned. They brought her to us. We saved her life, got her adopted.
Right. And here she is, immortalized in bronze.
Yeah.
That's truly amazing. Now, all these pieces around us are finished. But I do want to show you something very, very interesting, because each one of these pieces started out as basically a lump of clay. Now, this piece over here is gorgeous. She's gorgeous. She's one of my favorites. And we already probably have seen the one in Uptown Sedona, which is quite bigger than this one.
Yeah, 8 feet.
8 feet tall. I mean, this is amazing. It's clay and it's wires and it's a whole new piece. You don't just copy something, you have to make a whole new one. And the clay that you've used here, you designed yourself.
Yeah, I invented back in 1979.
You invented the clay.
It's used worldwide now, even at Disneyland Sculpture Studios.
Disneyland, wow, that is truly fantastic. Now, the love of art goes way back, generations in your family. I mean, your father was a painter, and your children got into it by age 2, and they were already working professionally about age 2, which is truly amazing. And you've done even more than that. You share your art with the world, but you also help inspire other people. You've got a program where you work with school children.
Yeah.
That's truly amazing.
Yeah, I've taught classes at the Crystal Cathedral in Orange County for elders, Waldorf school kids, 5, 6, 7-year-old kids. I've done workshops in inner city, Los Angeles, 300 kids, all different groups.
It's amazing. He's one man, and all the stuff that you've done makes up about 8 lifetimes worth of work. I don't know how you managed to, I mean, the thousands of millions of hours go into something like this?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's just unbelievable. Another thing that's really fascinating is you yourself invented the tool used to make the human eye look so amazing as it is in your sculptures. It's unlike any other sculptor in the world. You invented the clay, and you invented the tools used to make this special technique that you use with the eyes.
Yeah.
Wow. How long did that take to perfect?
I studied eyes for 10 or 15 years.
Oh, only 10 or 15 years on just eyes.
And I finally came up with what I call my nail tool. Is you polish a couple of nails and punch out the iris with a big nail and a smaller nail for the pupil. Saves a lot of time.
It's truly amazing. If you look into one of the eyes of any of John's sculptures, you really feel it. You feel a connection, even though it's metal or it's clay. You really do feel a connection to these things. You've done an amazing job filling each piece of your art with emotion.
Thank you.
Which is, you take it past the point of creating something beautiful. You really share with the world and create in other people with your art.
Thank you.
It's an amazing feat. I don't know how you do it.
Thank you.
I'm not asking you to explain it, but we just don't have enough time for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I just don't quit until it works.
Don't quit until it works.
And I'm very conscious that everything I do will last 10,000 years. A while ago, they pulled 2 Greek monuments out of the ocean near Crete, Greece, that had been underwater for 2,000 years. Bronze monuments, and they just knocked off the barnacles, put them in the museum. So,
wow, and they look great.
5,000 years from now, somebody's going to be looking at this that may not know anything about the plains, Native Americans, or I'm trying to tell a story, a feeling.
It'll still come
communicating to people that won't be born for 10,000 years. So.
That's wonderful. Well, keep up the good work.
Thank you
very much. It was an honor to have you on the show. Check out johnsoderberg.com. Check that out for sure. Amazing, more amount of information than I could ever cover. Beautiful pictures, lists of all that he's done. It's just amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank
really
you.
Appreciate what
I'm
you're
honored.
doing.
Appreciate it.
Very cool. And we'll be right back with more of the Verde Valley Experience, so don't go away.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who once took care of you.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
A long time ago, I left my home for a job in the fruit trees. But I missed those hills and the windy pines. Their song seemed to suit me. So I sent my wages to my home. I said we'd soon be together for the next good crop would pay my way and I'd come home forever. One more dime to show for my day, one more dollar and I'm on my way. When I reach those hills, boys, I'll never roam. One more dollar and I'm going home. No work, said the boss. The bunkhouse door, there's a freeze on the branches. So when the dice came out at the bar downtown, I just rolled and I took my chances. One more dime to show for my day, one more dollar and I'm on my way. When I reach those hills, boys, I'll never roam. One more dollar and I'm going home. A long time ago, I left my home, just a boy, passing 20. Could you spare a coin and a Christian prayer? My luck has turned against me. One more dime to show for my day, one more dollar and I'm on my way. When I reach those hills, boys, I'll never roam. One more dollar and I'm going home. One more dollar, boys, I'm going home.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Reno McCormick, everyone, bluegrass musician. I loved that song.
I do too.
I loved it. That was an excellent choice. Thank you for playing that.
Well, thanks. Yeah. We learned it, and it's become my favorite too, well, among others. But
Sure. I love the songs that tell stories. And that was a really wonderful story.
it's kind of sad, but it's also hopeful.
Right. But that's true to bluegrass music. Bluegrass music has a sad yet hopeful kind of sound to it.
There's a lot of sadness, a lot of killing, a lot of death.
Yeah.
But hey, that's what bluegrass is about. We don't dwell on it. We just sing about it and move on.
Well, there you go. And how long have you been playing bluegrass?
I thought you'd ask that. I couldn't. Well, Sheila and I got married in 80, and we've been playing bluegrass together that whole time.
Well, there you go.
And I was playing it before that, so.
So forever. Forever work.
Just for about ever.
Yeah, just for about ever since you were
Most
in
of my
diapers.
life.
Well, that's awesome. Now, besides the guitar, you play fiddle, banjo,
Dobro,
mandolin, dobro, which is a really wow. You spend all day tuning instruments, apparently.
Changing strings. It takes a long time on a dobro to change them. They're the hardest.
I bet. Good grief. And it takes me hours to change my guitar strings, so I can't imagine. You're better at it than I am, though.
Guitar strings are pretty easy.
Yeah, of course. Last time I strung a guitar, I strung it backwards because I strung it using my left hand watching TV.
My cousin could have played that.
Oh, yeah. So I knew somebody could have played it, but I couldn't.
Jimi Hendrix could have also.
Yeah, there you go. That's true. Now, you play with several different groups. You play with the Mars Hillbillies out of Flagstaff.
I do. How did you know that?
Oh, somebody told me.
You did some research.
Yep. You can check them out on YouTube, Mars Hillbillies. Very, very cool. Those guys do a great job. Lots of press out there on the internet if you type in Mars Hillbillies.
And also the Blue Moon Trio with my wife and Julie Sullivan. And we added John Kennedy on fiddle.
Right.
And we just did the Prescott Bluegrass Festival, which was a kick.
I bet.
Yeah, but it was a little hot. Other than that, it was a whole lot of fun.
Well, it goes right along with bluegrass. A little suffering for the musicians there. Yeah, really get into the theme of the music.
You really got it down.
Now, why bluegrass? What is it that interested you in it versus, say, rock or country or anything else?
I just like the interplay of the instruments. The bass has its job, the guitar has its job. Mostly it's playing that rhythm, keeping the backbone. And then the mandolin has his little chop, except when he's playing a break. And there's so much freedom for improvising.
Yeah.
I don't have to play the same thing. I could do that same song I just did, and it might be subtle, but there'd be some differences. And that's what I really like about it.
That's nice. It's not so strict. It's
no.
more freeform. Much like, as we were saying, the bluegrass musicians, so much calmer and so much willing to go with the flow, much like the music.
Yeah, we really play the same scales as blues guys, but we play them faster.
Right.
And our songs are not 10 minutes long.
Right.
We do them short and sweet. Move on to the next
Well, there you go.
love affair.
The
or
next
whatever.
story or whatever it is. Yeah. Bluegrass is such an interesting genre of music. It was a combination of so many different things.
Well, it's a lot of blues.
It is a lot of blues. Yep. And there's a little jazz in there. There's a little Scottish, Irish, English undertone, little bagpipes every now and then. And
You really did your homework.
it's really quite fascinating. And I love that one of the things I found out about bluegrass that I loved is prior to 1950, it was called old-time mountain hillbilly music.
That's right.
That was the term for it. And that is fantastic, I have to say.
And George Jones, a major country singer, he was just a hillbilly singer. He fit right in with Bill.
Yep. We're talking about Bill Monroe, the founding father of bluegrass. He had the Bluegrass Boys, which is where they got the name from. What an honor. I mean, granted, he was the founding father of bluegrass, but to name an actual genre of music after his band, the Bluegrass Boys, of course, Kentucky was involved in their Bluegrass State, so on and so forth. But, when I think of bluegrass, I thought here it was this ancient music, which technically it is, but it was only really made into a genre in 1950. So we've been lacking, I suppose.
Not lacking. It's when I was a kid, you probably don't remember drive-ins.
Oh, sure.
But the bluegrass, not just bluegrass, country bands would come to the drive-in, and between the shows, they would stand on the roof of this. It was always made of concrete block and a flat roof, and the bands would set up there and play during the intermission. And lots of times they were bluegrass bands.
Wow, that's awesome. What a neat thing. Too fun. Now, tell us, do you have any regular gigs?
Not anymore. We were playing, I played at the Blazing M for a while with Bill Bassett and Jimmy Dufresne. And it was kind of restricting because we had to be there all the time.
All the time. That's a really tough gig.
Yeah. And so we had to leave that so we could do bluegrass festivals. And we kind of missed it. Sheila missed it more than me.
Yeah.
Because I'd been there an extra year. Excuse me, I'm trying to get this.
Oh, sure. But now he's talking while he's working.
Well, a lot of guys are better at it than me.
Yeah? Oh, I'm lucky to tune my guitar with my little tuner there. I still tune it wrong. Never could learn the ear thing. Been playing guitar since I was 10 and still can't tune it.
When I was a kid, we didn't have tuners, and we had this Farfisa piano. We had a piano player.
Yep.
We all tried to tune to that.
To the piano.
And it was terrible.
Yeah.
It sounded like there was more of us that way, but
yeah,
it would have been nice to be in tune.
Right, yeah, I know. I remember my poor guitar teacher's face when we'd start playing. He'd go, oh, he drank a lot of coffee and took a lot of aspirin.
Probably drank more than coffee.
Maybe, I didn't know much back then. So now, where have you done festivals? I mean, you did the one in Prescott just passed.
I'll be playing with the Hillbillies in Flagstaff, and Ricky Skaggs is headlining that.
Wow.
The infamous String Dusters. I don't know. I think Lori Lewis is coming back, and we've played a lot of different festivals. We played Telluride a few years in the '80s.
Nice.
Sheila was in a band called the Side Saddle. It was all girls.
Yeah.
And they toured up and down from California through Washington and Oregon. And I got to play with them a few times. I only had to wear a skirt once.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I think everybody should wear a skirt once.
Just to know how it feels.
It's good for you. It adds humility.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what it does.
Of course, you might like it.
I didn't.
You never know.
I didn't like it.
Well, the Scots like it because they got their kilts on.
I know.
I don't know.
And then,
I don't like wearing a skirt every day. I don't know. Well, what's the next song you're going to play called?
I was thinking I would do a Grandpa Jones song called 8 More Miles to Louisville.
Great. That sounds awesome. I'm so glad you came today. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for asking me.
And then I can't wait to see more. So we'll have to look him up on the internet.
Yeah.
That's the best way. We have more musicians that are so anti-technology on this show. They're like, I don't have a website. Just look me up.
We had a website. Well, the Hillbillies do. And
yep.
I think the Blue Moon does. It's harder to find.
Sure. Yep, Mars Hillbillies comes right up. Blue Moon Trio. Yep, absolutely. And of course, you can type in Reno, McCormick, and Sheila, and there you go. You're out there. Believe it or not, people know who you are.
Yeah, I know.
And now more people are going to know who you are.
Yeah,
sorry.
When we played at Pickin' in the Pines, we were on Facebook all over, and some of my relatives in Pennsylvania called, "Hey, I saw you on Facebook."
Oh, hooray!
You're
like, who? Face what?
I didn't know. That's right. It was
sure.
8 years ago or something.
Oh, too fun. Well, Reno, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. Thank you for being here, and thank you very much for watching the Verde Valley Experience. Many more shows to come, so we'll see you next time.
Let's see. This goes. I really miss the bass player, but I've traveled over this country wide seeking fortune fair. Up and down the two coastlines, I've traveled everywhere. Portland East to Portland West and back along the line. I'm headed now to the place that's best, that old hometown of mine. 8 more miles and Louisville will come into my view. 8 more miles on this old road, I'll never more be blue. I knew someday that I'd come back, I knew it from the start. 8 more miles to Louisville, the hometown of my heart. There's bound to be a gal somewhere that you like best of all. Mine is down in Louisville, she's long and she's tall. She's the kind that you can't find traveling through the land. I'm on my way this very day to win her heart and hand. 8 more miles in Louisville will come into my view. 8 more miles on this old road, and I'll never more be blue. I knew someday that I'd come back, I knew it from the start. 8 more miles to Louisville, the hometown of my heart. Now I can picture in my mind a place we'll call our home. A humble little hut for two who'll never want to roam. The place that's right for that love sight in those bluegrass hills, where gently flows the Ohio by a place called Louisville. 8 more miles in Louisville will come into my view. 8 more miles on this old road, and I'll never more be blue. I knew someday that I'd come back, I knew it from the start. 8 more miles to Louisville, the hometown of my heart.